That's right, I need to re-roll for base, combat, and endurance. So... same for endurance, and what was it? 5 plus 10... 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 20. Yeah, we pretty much stayed the same anyway. Okay. So today we have Sphinx of the Second Sun. Now I'm thinking we keep... Weird. The padded leather waistcoat. The rations, especially since we know that we definitely are going to lose our regular food. We're going to need this. So... we'll have... 2. Okay. Oh, that's right, the belt pouch. We need to re-roll that. And add 10 to that. Add a leather straight jacket. Alright, this time I rolled a 6. Plus 10, so we only get 16 gold this time. Torch, tinderbox, meal, lamp, sewer. Make sure this is in the right place. Okay, we need to raise that up a bit. There we go. I think we are caught up. Okay, so the question is, this time around, do we want to have mind over matter or tracking? I think they'll be of equal importance this time around. But we saw tracking there, and we were like, oh no, we wish we would have had tracking, so... Oh, hunting, yes, I'm sorry, you're right, Slow. Because we have tracking already. Hunting was something we noticed that we didn't have, but I have a feeling mind over matter might be important. I think we did run into it once, but we were able to... we probably would have been able to use the summer sword instead. So, it's up to y'all. Do y'all want to keep mind over matter or go to hunting? Brains. Zaporo's for keeping mind over matter. Okay. I think that catches us up. Even before you accept the task of bringing Vonatar to justice, preparations were being made for your voyage to Kalte. The captain of the semi-lending warship, Cardinal, have returned. Having returned from a long Kalterese patrol, was ordered to wait your arrival at Anne's Cavern. During the night, ice equipment, ice equipment, and canoe dog teams were taken on board. The mission was highly secret. Only senior members of the crew were told the true nature of the voyage that lay ahead. The plan is to set you ashore at Howell Bluff, drop anchor, and await your return. An elite team of trusted guides will lead you from the bluff to Achaia. Once inside the ice fortress, you are to hunt down and capture Vonatar, and then return with your guides to the ship. Your mission must be accomplished within 30 days at most, for winter is closing in and no ship can withstand the grip of Kalte pack ice. If you do not return in time, the captain will be forced to set sail without you. For 6 days, the Cardinal sails across stormy Kalterese without running into a storm, but every day the temperature steadily drops until a layer of ice covers the deck. On the morning of the 7th day, the snow-capped island of Tola is sighted on the horizon. Soon after, a light wind raises from the west. At first, there appears to be little danger, but within half an hour, a furious blizzard is blowing, and all sight of land quickly vanishes in the scuttling drift. All day, the furious gale rages. Tremendous winds slice the top of the huge gray waves, and water crashes over the decks, masts and rigging of the ship freezing almost immediately into solid ice. The sides of the ship become several feet thick with seawater. It is not until early evening that the weather clears, and although the wind still blows strongly, the force of the gale is spent. You are soon to discover that the gale has blown the ship nearly 30 miles off course along the lip of the Leduc ice shelf. You know that to return to Howell Bluff would waste a precious day, so you decide to land on the ice shelf and start your mission from there. As the last of the canoe dogs are carried ashore, your guides tell you of 2 possible routes to Achaia from here. The first route involves a 130-mile trek to Cloudmaker Mountain, and then, following the difficult terrain of the Viad Glacier, a further 100 miles must be covered before you arrive at the ice fortress. The alternative route involves a longer journey of nearly 180 miles into the Harad Basin, followed by a trek of 100 miles through Storm Giant Pass to Achaia. Even if the weather and your luck should hold good, either route will involve 10 days of hard trekking before you reach your goal. You should consult the map of Kalte at the front of the book before making your decision. If you wish to attempt the shorter but more difficult Viad Glacier route, turn to 160. If you wish to take the longer but easier Harad Basin and Storm Giant Pass route, turn to 273. Tuned out. Sorry about that slow. So basically we're back at the beginning of the route again. We just landed on the ice shelf and we have to decide if we're gonna take the long and easy route or the short and hard route. Remember last time we took the long and easy route. I have a feeling they both lead. Hello, Cora. Thank you for being in the way. New computer. Who dis? Must you? Stop. No, not over here. Anyway. Okay, so the two of you are split. Exact opposite answers, yeah. So we went the longer way last time. She's drooling on the table. The shorter route is the route we have not tried. I don't know if it'll be any better, honestly. Can you not? There you go. I don't know. One y'all want to talk it out as to which one y'all want to go? Don't get into the human food night, Mike. Yeah, see, you don't need to be laughing right now. You're gonna hurt yourself. No. There he goes. So the longer route is Storm Giant Pass. So if y'all want the short one, that's the Viad Glacier route. So you'll want to try that this time. See what your luck holds. Okay. So let's go ahead and do that. We'll turn to 160. Okay. Your transport to Achaia consists of 2 sledges, each drawn by a team of 6 canoe dogs. The sturdy breed are native to Kalte and make ideal sledge dogs. Their thick, tawny coats and powerful chests, as well as their vigor and enthusiasm, even in the coldest climates, make them well suited to the work ahead. On board each sledge is enough food and equipment for the mission. Your 3 guides, Irain, Fëanor, and Dice, are all experienced trappers. They are skilled at survival in the icy desert and know of many unseen dangers. Once the dogs are harnessed, you and Dice climb aboard your sledge and signal to the others to lead the way. As you stare across the frozen expanse of the Leduc ice shelf, you can see a white glare on the distant horizon. This is the Viad Glacier Wall, the point where the flow of ice meets the frozen sea. Through the crisp, clean air of Kalte, it looks no more than 6 miles away at most, but in reality is nearer to 60 miles away. You make good progress on the first day, and as darkness approaches, you decide to set up camp for the night. You halt inside a circle of ice pillars that have been forced upward by the constantly moving ice shelf. The sledges are drawn together, and the tent is erected beside them. Once the canvas is secured and the canoe dogs have been settled for the night, you begin to prepare your evening meal. Suddenly, a terrifying roar is heard outside the tent. "By the gods!" called Arian. "A Baknar." Baknars are large carnivorous creatures that dwell near the Kalte coastline. Their usual prey are gallings or other small ostrils, as they live at the sea's edge. But this Baknar has been attracted by the scent of the dogs. It is about to attack and eat several of your sledge dog teams. If you wish to leave the tent and attack the Baknar, turn to 78. If you have the Kai discipline of hunting, turn to 204. If you have the Kai discipline of animal kinship, turn to 318. So, we do not have hunting, but we do have animal kinship. So we get to turn to 318. You can sense the Baknar is desperate for food. Your Kai discipline will be useless, for you will not be able to order it away from the camp, now that it has detected the Kanu dogs. However, you know that Baknar are fearless hunters. Fearless except for when it comes to one thing: fire. Grabbing a torch from a pile of equipment, you light it and race out of the tents. It is dark and snowing heavily, but the movement of your right? I'm guessing they meant light. Movement to your right. Sorry, I misread. But a movement to your right betrays the Baknar as it lopes towards you. It is preparing to pounce when the sight of the guttering flame makes it shriek with terror. A second later, it has turned and disappeared into the night. The Kanu dogs are safe, but to make sure that the Baknar does not return, you agree to take it in turns to sit watch with a torch and a weapon. Turn to 134. Alright, so we managed to not have to fight a Baknar. We know those are going to be deadly. The following morning, you awake at dawn to the welcome sight of Fëanor preparing a hot breakfast. He passes you a steaming bowl, and you gratefully eat its contents. Then you begin loading the equipment onto the sledges for today's journey. It is a beautiful morning. The wind has dropped, and the air is fresh and clear. The Kanu dogs are strong and eager to be off. And for most of the day, the ice is smooth. Sorry, where was I? The ice is smooth and the running easy. By nightfall, you have reached the Siam Island. A pinnacle of granite rising through the ice shelf to a height of 400 feet. You may camp at the leeward side of the island in order to avoid the worst of the night winds. And now we get to roll to see what happens next. That is a 6. So let's see. 4 to 6, turn to 188. The next day, thick snow clouds have descended over the Lejuk ice shelf, and there is little wind. As you draw closer to the edge of the glacier, the surface of the ice shelf becomes very rough and broken. Slabs of solid ice jut out at every angle, forming difficult obstacles. You are forced to dismount from the sledge and manhandle them across the hummocks and ridges as you try to reach the smoother slope of the distant Viad Glacier. You have covered half a mile when ahead you see a large crevasse. The great crack in the ice is only 2 or 3 feet wide, but it extends for over a mile in either direction. For safety's sake, you agree to tie a rope around your waist and link up together. Should one person fall into a crevasse, the other should be able to pull him out. You cross this narrow fissure carefully, only to find yourselves in a maze of crevasses. Thin layers of snow hide their locations, and you only detect their presence by testing the ground with your weapon. You have covered less than half a mile when you come to a crevasse over 8 feet wide. You stare downward, but there is no light to be seen in the black yawning void. Your sledges are 10 feet long and could bridge the gap. But if the icy edges were to collapse, you would lose all your equipment at once. If you wish to unload the sledges and use them as a bridge, turn to 232. If you wish to jump across with the Kanu dogs and then pull the sledges after you, turn to 346. So what do you guys think? That's an interesting choice. Use them as a bridge. Hope the edges don't crumble. Or chance leaping them, holding, I guess, the canoe dogs in hand. $3.46. Okay, so slow wishes to leap. I read it very quietly. What? Hop like a bunny. Okay, so everyone wishes to make the leap for it. So let us 346 it. Oh dear. Dice makes it across the opposite ledge safely, although Iran slips and has to be hauled out of the glacier by his waist rope. You and Fenor are still on this side of the crevasse. It is your turn to jump. Funny people. Oh. Don't know. So pick a number from the random number. If you have the Kai discipline of hunting, you may add 2 to this number. Obviously, it wants us to roll 4 or higher. Let's see what happens. Hopefully you roll high. We don't want 0 through 3. Oh look, a 4. We survived.
Hey, look, my plan was successful.
232. Oh look, another random number. It takes nearly an hour to cross, but you eventually make it safely. Make it in safety. The ascent of the glacier is a daunting task. The ice wall is smooth but very steep, rising over 800 feet. All the equipment has to be unloaded from the sledge and ferried to the top of the glacier, where it will be repacked piece by piece. The canoe dogs do hardly anything but fight amongst themselves, and your food gets so shaken up that all that remains to eat that evening is an unsavory mess. On the summit of the glacier wall, you pitch a tent in the shelter of a natural ice bowl and settle down to a much-deserved rest. Huh. So there's a small chance of something happening. Because we have to roll again, but it's like 0 through 6 gets 85. Whereas 7 through 9 gets us 300. I don't know if that's supposed to be good or bad. Find out, I guess. See what our roll is. 5. So we turn 85. For 3 days and nights, you fight your way northward across the tortuous glacier. Falls, bruises, cut shins, awkward crevasses, razor-edged ice, and the constant bitter wind all conspire to sap your strength. However, you count yourself very lucky to have avoided a blizzard, and after a fatiguing trek, you eventually reach the shelter of Cloudmaker Mountain, in time to set up camp there for the night. This huge mountain is over 13,000 feet high and shaped like a giant shark's fin. As the cold west wind blows around its peak, great plumes of cloud trail away across the Viad Glacier. It is this strange phenomenon which gives the mountain its apt name. You soon find an ideal campsite among the shattered fissures of the rock-strewn base. Quickly, the tent is up and you are under canvas once again. You have left the tent to answer a call of nature when you discover purely by chance a faint glow of torchlight from a small crack in the rocks above. If you wish to investigate the strange light, turn to 49. If you wish to ignore it, return to the tent, turn to 212. If you have the high discipline of 6th sense, turn to 98. Dead. We have 6th sense, so let's find out what this is. Why'd he look at you all like that? Lovely. 98. She woke up in a mood. You sense the presence of someone or something lurking inside the fissure, although you cannot tell if their intentions are good or evil. So, we don't really know what they want. We definitely know they're not definitely bad, but they're not good either. So, do y'all wish to explore the fissure, or should we return to the tent? Flo wants to check out the fissure. Zipporah, what do you think? Dora the Explorer. Dora would die in this cold weather. Alright. We will explore. 49. You have climbed 15 feet to a thin ice ledge. From here, you have a clear view of the fissure. You think you've caught a glimpse of someone when suddenly the ice gives way beneath your feet and you fall headlong in a tumble of granite and snow. You prepare yourself for the shock of impact, but you plunge straight into a crevasse, hidden beneath a layer of powdery snow. You finally come to rest in a deep drift some 200 feet below the surface. Oh dear. In my mood. Froggy. Bititude. Talks to dishes. No, you know who's really froggy? The girl from Princess and the Frog. 200 feet below the surface. Oh dear. Blinded, dazed, and half suffocated by snow, you begin to claw your way out of the icy grave. When you eventually free yourself, you are astounded by the sight that greets you. A vast corridor disappears into the distance as far as the eye can see. Huge stalactites of crystal hang from the icy ceiling, and the constant drip of melting snow fills the corridor with a strangely musical sound. You shout for help until your throat becomes dry and sore. But your guides do not hear you. You still have your weapons, gold crowns, and any special items, but you are without a backpack, as it is still in your tent. Looking up, you see that the hole through which you have fallen is now just a tiny speck on the roof of the passage. You notice that the strange light of the ice corridor seems to come from large stone bowls hanging from the ceiling. These are Malar bowls, a source of eternal light discovered by the ancients many ages ago. You soon realize that your guides may never find out where you are and quickly resolve to follow the passage in the hope of finding some other exit. After 2 hours of walking, you arrive at a junction where this passage splits into two. Wish to take the left passage, 248. Wish to follow the passage to the right, turn to 199. If you have the high discipline of tracking, turn to 342. We do have tracking. So let's go ahead and use that. 342. Crud, we have lost our backpack. Now, I'm not going to erase it because on the off chance we actually meet up with them later and we can get our backpack back, that would be nice. Otherwise, that sucks. Like a lot. Now that explains why we found that room that could give us a new backpack. Alright, tracking, 342. Your Kai discipline of tracking reveals that the right tunnel heads east, and the left tunnel heads north. You are now directly beneath Cloudmaker Mountain. Consult the map of Kalte at the front of this book before you decide which tunnel to enter. So, we are here, Cloudmaker Mountain. We are trying to head north. We are kind of in the tunnels early. The dudes didn't die. But we lost our backpack this time. So the question is, do we want to head north towards the ice fortress, or east, which will, I guess, take us across the glacier, or across underneath the glacier? What do y'all think? Putting X's next to everything. Show that we don't have them. Alright, so Zipporah wants to go north. What about you, Slow? What are you thinking? Anyway, how about we head north? That seems like the most logical. And Zipporah thinks it's the way to go. So, let's turn to 284. Added some custom quests in Chara. Okay. After a few hundred yards, you find yourself in a huge cavern that spreads out in all directions as far as the eye can see. You have entered the Cavern of Kalte and are now looking at an uncharted world that few Summerlending have ever seen. The massive underground labyrinth was constructed by the ancients many ages before the Summerlending set foot in Magnamund. Its wide avenues, temples, and arenas once echoed to the sounds of a race of creatures for whom the ice was a natural home. Malar bowls still hang from the ceiling, bathing the cavern in their eternal light. You trek steadily northward for nearly 6 hours until you arrive at the bank of a fast-flowing meltwater river. On the opposite bank, you see a tunnel leading off in the distance. You find no apparent way of crossing the deep water, except by using the ice floes bobbing up and down on the surface. By jumping from one floe to the next, you could get to the opposite bank, but it will not be easy. You will have to jump at least 3 of the icy slabs to reach the other side. Pick a number from the random number table. If you have the Kai discipline of hunting, you may add 2. If your current endurance points total is less than 8, deduct 2 from what you have picked. So we're now back where we remember. I don't know if y'all remember this from last time, but we are definitely in same territory as before. So let's hope we can roll a 4 or higher. I don't want to know what happens if we can't make it through the ice floe. I rolled a 2! Awesome! Well, we succeeded last time, so we might as well fail this time. I wonder if this is going to be an instant death. Nope. Not an instant death. You have slipped and fallen into the icy water. The shock makes you scream out in pain as cramp bites into your leg. You fight with all the strength you have to reach the bank, but in desperate struggle. Pick a number from the random number table. If the number you have picked is 0 to 6, you are lucky. You drag yourself from the icy water and lie exhausted on the bank. Lose 3 endurance points and turn to 176. If the number you have picked is 7 to 9, the icy water soon paralyzes your arms, and within minutes you drown. Your mission ends here. It's funny, like, they love us until they hate us. They betray us. Like, they're nice to us and then betray us. So, I need to roll a 6 or lower. That's a 70% chance. 7, 8, 9, yeah. 70% chance of success here. Boom. 3. Multiple face jerks. We won. We made it. We lost 3 hit points, and that's it. I'll take that. 3 EP. So we're down to 23. At least they told us this time. You know, it's not like a sudden you turn to the page and, oh, you're dead. It's like, you got an option here. Something could happen. You know you're going to die if. It's actually the first time I've seen that option. So, turn to 176. I about had a heart attack. Because here's 176 here, and your life and mission ends here, like right above it. So my brain went up instead of down. Woo, I'm jumpy. Okay. Running from the tunnel entrance, you quickly leave the icy river far behind. You follow the tunnel for countless hours as it winds its way northward. It becomes impossible to recall what hour of the day it is. The perpetual half-light of these caverns never changes. Through fissures in the wall of the tunnel, you catch glimpses of other chambers, and you marvel at the sheer scale of the labyrinth. We get to get a hit point back, since there's no fight here. You are nearly asleep on your feet when you suddenly detect the aroma of cooked meat. It is coming from a chamber just a few yards ahead to your right. You are very hungry and must soon eat a meal. If you wish to investigate the chamber, turn to 5. If you ignore the chamber and continue, turn to 132. So we don't have meals this time. So I'll make the note of 0, because technically everything with an X there we don't have. We left it up above the ice. So Zipporah wants to go into the chamber this time. So we skipped it last time. So I guess we're trying all the things we didn't try last time. That seems to be the theme. Thinking the same thing, Slow? I'm thinking so. Get some food. Let's turn to 5. Oh, no. We did investigate this last time. It was another chamber that we skipped. So, oh, these are the old men. These are the guys that I think have the blue triangle. Because it was the only... It was the only thing that made sense. That if we were going to get the blue triangle from somewhere else. Slow's immersed in Fallout ground. You know, I get that. So yeah, these are the guys that I think have the triangle, and we have to, like, probably kill them to get it. Okay, you can see 2 men in ragged clothes, huddled together beside a fire that seems to be burning inside a small metal bowl. Over the flames, the skinned carcass of a small animal is roasting on a spit. The men are old and toothless. They have a strange glint of madness in their slanted eyes. If you wish to approach them and ask for some food, turn to 295. If you wish to attack them, turn to 14. And if you wish to ignore them and continue on your way, we turn to 132. So when we approached them and asked for food, they ran off. That gave us the food, and that gave us that fireball, which we absolutely need. The fire sphere. But if we attack them, there's a chance we might get a... I have another helmet. Can't think of the model off the top of my head. Let's say T45. Okay, right on. Cool. and we also gained a hit point. We got plenty of hit points, and they're crazy old men, so more than likely they'll be really easy to get. But it's up to y'all. Do y'all want to attack them, or just approach them like last time? I figure since we're trying things we haven't tried before. Yes, they ran away last time. But considering we had a chance to use... the blue triangle before we had it. Which means we should have gotten the blue triangle before we ran into that poisonous bear thing. Which means the poisonous bear thing was like a backup. Meaning, if we beat him, we either die or we get the blue triangle like a backup one. See what happens if we attack them. Yeah, it's like you don't want to, but it's like... I kept thinking about it. I'm like, why is it that he suddenly had it just as we get to the door? But we had a chance to put in a triangle before we met him. That shouldn't have happened unless we had the blue triangle from somewhere else. You see what I'm saying? Like, puzzle-wise, that seems to make sense. And I think it's going to be these guys. Could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be these guys. Because these are like the only people other than that poisonous lion bear thing that we've really run into. And the snake we killed didn't have it, so obviously. Let's go ahead and do that since I was like, yeah, okay. Full photo compass. Attack them. 14. The two men stare at you in horror and fumble for their weapons. You have killed one of them before the other attempts to fight back. He is desperate and attacks you with great fury. You will have to fight him to the death. Right, 15, 14. Oh, he's weak. So let's enter those stats in. We're at 26, so we get a plus 11 on this. And he only has 14 hit points. There's a good chance we could kill him within like 1 or 2 rounds. It's making me feel bad. I know, right? But they're also crazy. Like, they're like... And also, their clan normally kills people, like, on sight that are foreigners. So... You know they've probably killed other non-people. So it's not like they're innocent. Okay. We got the stats in. Let's go ahead and do our rolls. Yeah, this is where, like, the gamer part of me kind of works in, going, there's something up with these guys. They made us think that we shouldn't attack them. That probably means we should. So we're going to be... Shoot. A roll of 5 or higher, and we automatically kill them. And that's a 9. 9's an auto kill. And we don't take any points of damage. See, dice is not doing too bad. Like, sometimes it hurts us. Other times, it's very nice. Okay. Turn to 309. You make a quick search of the bodies and discover that one of them has a triangle of blue stone hanging by a chain around his neck. I was right. So let's go ahead and put that on the special stuff. So blue stone triangle. Got that. You are very hungry and quickly consume the cooked animal, pausing only to spit out its bones. Then you notice that the fire is burning in a strange half-spherical metal bowl. The other half of the sphere lies on the icy floor nearby. You find that both halves fit together perfectly. When you open them, you discover that the fire still burns inside. If you wish to keep this fire sphere, put it inside your jacket and mark it in the action chart as a special item. You finish the last scraps of food and return to the tunnel. So we are full up on hit points. We have the blue and stone triangle. And we also get the fire sphere. That was very useful. Like twice, I think. Especially since we don't have the torch and tinderbox. Okay, 132. Hey, you know, at least I was at least it wasn't for nothing. So, alright. Unless you have just eaten a meal, which we did, you lose 3 endurance points from hunger. You continue along the tunnel for over a mile, but you soon become tired and stop to eat, sleep. You awaken, feeling refreshed, but have no idea just how long you have been sleeping. The light of these caverns never changes, be it day or night. You continue onward, mile after mile, passing through a series of huge ice halls containing towering pillars of crystal. In one vast chamber, you are mesmerized by the beautiful sight of a shimmering crystal ceiling. But beyond this chamber lies an even greater spectacle. A narrow passage leads onto a ledge running around the brink of a huge chasm, over half a mile wide. As you edge your way around this awesome void, you try not to look down into its windswept depths many miles below. You have been on the ledge for only a few minutes when the noise behind you makes you glance back. To your horror, you have been followed by a monstrous 2-headed serpent. If you have the Kai discipline of either tracking or animal kinship, turn to 229, which we do. Yes. So we have both tracking and animal kinship, so we're going to turn to 229. You recognize the serpent to be a Javek, a 2-headed and deadly poisonous ice snake. As it slithers nearer, you can clearly see the open jaw of the second head and the yellow curved fangs dripping with venom. It moves very quickly, and you know that you will not be able to outrun it along this narrow ledge. You possess a fire sphere, turn to 46. If you do not, you'll have to fight. Guess what? We have the fire sphere just like last time. So perfect. 2-headed ice serpent. Yeah, it would be if we didn't have the fire sphere. Butore? Butore. Butore. Bultore. Nope. You remove the fire sphere from your jacket, quickly split open the 2 halves, and place them upon the narrow ledge behind. The Javek hisses loudly, both its heads weaving and darting at you in rage. It is desperate to attack, but it will not approach the fire sphere. Instead, it attempts to slither around the flames, but the ledge is very narrow, no more than a foot wide. It cannot pass without singeing itself. Eventually, angry but powerless, the strange reptile resigns itself to failure and disappears back along the ledge and into the passageway beyond. You can now retrieve your fire sphere and continue your exploration. Turn to 269. So this is already looking a little bit better. I mean, it sucks that we don't have the backpack this time. I don't know about y'all, but I'm kind of happier that these guys didn't get killed by ice barbarians, and that's kind of, to me, worth losing the backpack. Not from like a gamer perspective. That's technically the mechanically worst way to do it, but story-wise, it's nicer. So you reach a tunnel on the far side of the chasm. Chasm? Chasm? Yeah, I think chasm. And follow it for many miles. You eventually arrive at an enormous chamber, the ceiling of which towers 500 feet above you. An icy wind blowing through many fissures that crack the ceiling whips around the hall. If you wish to search for a way to climb up and out through the fissures, turn to 335. If you decide to press on and look for an exit on the far side of the hall, turn to 182. Now, I will say that what we were looking for was on the other side of the hall, so do y'all want to look up there, or do you just want to go in the direction of where we need to go? Because I have a feeling that we're going to slip and, like, cause us a couple hit points, but we have healing, so it'll be fine if we wanted to try. Always just... Yes. Yes. Just want to say...
No.
So, Sapporo, Slow, what do you think? Just continue trekking on, or try to climb up the steep ledge to look for something, or to see what's up there? Alright, Sapporo thinks we should try to climb. Give it the old college try. Alright, Slow. Alright, let's go ahead and see what happens. 335. I know the first time around I said we're probably going to slip down and hurt ourselves. See if that's the case. What? You mean slip in? Slip off. You find that the icy rock face offers many handholds, but you cannot find a secure grip with your fur mittens on. But if you remove your mittens in order to climb, you know that frostbite is inevitable. If you wish to risk your life and your hands, you continue to climb at turning 55. If you decide to abandon your climb, you can descend to the hall below and search for another exit by turning to 182. Okay, it seems to not really want us to climb. So, do we want to risk frostbite, or just go back to where we're going? I mean, we have healing, but... like, if it does 5 damage, it'll take us 5 turns to heal it. Something good up there. Either that or they're trying to warn us. But a bad roll on the next page probably means death. Yeah, exactly. We've already done good to get back here so far. Boro wants to keep climbing. Slow, what are you thinking? You're not here playing with us.
You're not, I'm literally here.
Yeah.
I gave you food.
Yes, you did give me food. Alright, they both say
You
climb.
didn't even say thank you.
I did say thank you. Thank you.
I'll have to say thank you. Bye.
Tell her she has to put it in the chat. There you go. Alright, they want to climb. Let's see what happens. Okay. You are less than 100 feet from the top when the pain begins to fade. Eventually, you no longer feel anything with your hands. All sensation below your forearm is totally numbed by frostbite. With one last effort, you reach a narrow ice shelf where you can kneel and rest, but you soon discover to your dismay that it is impossible to climb any further. You are faced by a sheer wall of ice that offer no handholds in their smooth surfaces. You will have to return the way you came. It is over 4 hours before the feeling begins to return to your hands. The frostbite is serious, and you lose 5 endurance points. In addition to this, you also lose 2 points from your initial combat skill. The loss is permanent and will affect you for the rest of your life.
That's some gold.
Whoa. We can't hear her.
Can you hear me now? 'Cause I said that's some gold.
So apparently our attempt to climb up the ice caused us to permanently lose 2 combat skill. I'm guessing we lost a finger.
Okay, now listen. Hear me out on this. Hear me out on this. If you chop the whole hand, cut the whole hand off, let it bleed out and die, right? Let's see. Come back to life.
Or an
Come
effing
back to
thumb.
life, we'll have that hand again.
Sapporo, this is where being adventurous gets you guys. Sapporo, you were the one that said let's go up there.
Technically, I agreed to welcome blame me.
Yeah. Sapporo's...
You said I didn't count because I'm not giving you views.
No, they were...
I literally have my eyes on you.
Mm-hmm.
My raw, unfiltered eyes.
Mm-hmm. You have filtered eyes. You're wearing glasses.
Say something now.
You can't see me?
I can cut you out.
This is just proving why I don't usually take risks. Yeah? Alright. It takes further 5 hours to reach the bottom in safety. Exhausted and in great pain, you steer yourself to find another exit from this icy hellhole. Turn to 182. You ended up going back there anyways. It was really like, you sure about that? So, in D&D, there's code that DMs use. It's called, are you sure you want to do that? And it just gave us the DMs, you sure you want to do that? Yeah, it was, actually. Because we had 2 choices to go up or down. When we chose up, it goes, are you sure? Continue to go up. Okay.
That's dumb.
It even said there's a chance you'll get frostbite if you climb.
That's like when you tell a kid don't itch a bug bite. What are they gonna do? Itch them.
Mm-hmm.
Why did D&D fight us with mosquitoes?
It's not D&D, though. You discover a low passage that opens into a cavern full of stalagmites. There are 2 exits in the opposite ice wall. Both disappear into the darkness. In the snow around the entrance of both tunnels are many strange tracks. If you have the high discipline of tracking, turn to 75. We do have that, so let's go ahead and turn there. The tracks have been made by a dangerous and carnivorous creature called a Boknar. If you run into them in the confines of a dark and narrow tunnel, your chances of survival will be very slim indeed. Although your Kai discipline has enabled you to identify the tracks, you are unable to sense which tunnel the Boknar occupy. If you wish to take the left tunnel, turn to 235. If you wish to take the right tunnel, turn to 114. Thank you. So do y'all want to go left or right? I think we went right last time? I don't remember. I think it was right. I could. Especially when I scoop it with the potatoes, it tastes really good. That just may be what it's made of because it's not actually rice. Broccoli tastes fine too. Yes. I did prefer the tomatoes in the noodles. Last time, didn't we pass the creature and they were asleep? Yes, they were. It's the same book, so this is not a video game where it can suddenly change. The only way it's able to change the way is if we roll the die. To the left, to the left. Alright. Sapporo wants to go to the left. Alright, so we're gonna go to the left. 235. Oh. So, here's what we've learned, Slow and Sapporo. If we go to the right, we run across the dude. If we go to the left, we completely skip the dude and come to the entrance, like we did last time. After a short walk, you arrive at a massive ice hall full of crystal stalagmites and stalactites. The floor is covered with animal tracks and bone, yet the vast hall seems empty and still. You notice that the northern wall is completely smooth, a completely smooth surface of granite blocks stretching upward to the icy ceiling, over 100 feet high. You suddenly realize that you are staring at the foundation stones of Achaia. You have reached the ice fortress. Partially obscured by the large mound of crystals, you can just make out a ramp leading up to a massive stone door in the fortress wall. Your discovery brings renewed hope. If you can gain entry to Achaia and quickly capture Vonatar, there is still time to reach your ship, the Cardinal, before the ice pack starts to freeze. If you wish to cross the ice hall and examine the door, turn to 52. If you decide to stop and search the bone-littered floor, turn to 115. Alright, what do y'all want to do? Last time we searched the floor, we got ourselves a big ol' honkin' diamond. Mm-hmm. Search party. Oh, there is no such thing as floor. Probably not, seeing as it's amongst a bunch of bones. Mm-hmm. Always is. That's this whole game's theme, is sketchy. 115. You discover that many of the bones scattered amongst the stalagmites are of human origin. Shattered skulls, skeletal hands, and rib cages lie half buried in the ice. You're about to abandon your search when a small box made of carved bone catches your eye. If you wish to open the box, turn it to 18. If you prefer to leave it, you can examine the fortress door by turning to 52. Yes. I have no idea. Apparently we're supposed to pee on the box to make sure it's not a mimic. What do y'all want to do? I mean, we know what's in the box. What's in the box? What? We already died last time. We've been by here. Hashtag you. Oh, that's you.
Why are you saying it like that? Oh, that's you.
Yeah. Be safe and sorry. Be safe and then sorry. So Sapporo, you want to open it? There was just a diamond inside. I don't remember anything happening. What you're thinking of is probably when we got the silver key. It gave us like 1 hit point of damage, and that was it. And we never got to use the silver key. So there's probably a place inside of the fortress that has something real special. So we'll need to kill that that crystal snake again. Get the silver key like last time. Now you're just making things up. I dream.
Dream, agree with me on this. You have to pee on the box in case it's a mimic.
Alright, we're opening to wait in the box to 18. Piss on the box to assert dominance. Prove you are superior. Lovely.
Somebody clip that, please.
The bone box contains a beautiful diamond. Its many facets gleam and sparkle, but even in the dim half-light of the ice hall. In Summerland, a jewel of this size and quality would be worth thousands of crowns. If you wish to keep the diamond, slip it in your pocket and mark it in your action chart as a special item. You can now examine the fortress door by turning to 52. Chat, whip it out. Not peeing on anything. I'm not R. Kelly. Ah! See. Okay, so we get some hit points back. I know that much. Actually, I think we're at 23. We're almost back up to normal. I don't think so.
Dream, did R. Kelly do ignition?
Yeah, you can Google that, right? Oh my gosh, this is just wonderful. Oh dear. Alright. As you climb the slippery stone ramp, the sound of cracking ice makes you spin round. The large mound of crystals at the base of the ramp is beginning to move. The crystals are alive. You stare in disbelief as the mound is transformed into a writhing mass of crystal coils. The coils unwind and the ice creature slithers towards you. If you wish to evade the creature and run towards the stone door, turn to 169. If you wish to fight it, turn to 265. So, this is the creature that will have the silver key that'll probably be important. So we should probably just go ahead and fight him. What do y'all think, though? Are y'all wanting to pee on the creature now? Okay, we're gonna fight it. You should not be laughing right now. This is the reason you're not streaming.
Yeah, but I have a lovely supportive partner who streams as well.
Crab battle. I mean, this is the... Was it the crystal snake battle? 265. Yeah, he is the bedazzle. It's this guy. What? Here it is. Crystal frostworm, that's what it's called. This strange creature is a crystal frostworm, a scavenging beast now living on the remains of the unfortunate creatures who have entered the cavern. Its hard skin is almost transparent, and its internal organs can be seen pulsating inside. A large mouth opens, and the crystalline head to reveal row on row of jagged crystal teeth. Your back is pressed to the stone door, and there is no way to evade the monster. You must fight the creature to the death. It is immune to might blows. Okay, 15 and 30. That's still not bad. That's fine. It's this. I think that'll really dry. You need a little bit of butter on it. Not enough to moisten it, I guess. Okay. So let's add up. So now we have 24 instead of 26. So 24. He's also at 15. So now we only get a +9 instead of +11. Should still be a decent battle. And I think he has 30 hit points. Yeah. He'll be a tougher kill, but at least we've got this. Alright. So now we're on this row. Magically refilling the place. Ah, oh, because you're going to pour your stuff onto mine.
No, the plate's magic.
Yes, it's magic. Alright, we still get an auto kill if we roll a 9 or a 0. Oh. Not bad. A 7. So that gave us 14, and we don't get hit. So that's good. Where was I? The green beans are okay. They just need a little bit of moisture to them. So 14, so that leaves him having 16 hit points. So rolling a 7 or higher this time will be a kill. Yes, ma'am. I got plenty of fuel. A 9! That's an insta-kill. See? This die is doing pretty good. It's our second K of the game. Yep. Okie doke. If we win combat, turn to 3. You watch with a mixture of fascination and revulsion as each segment of the creature shatters and then slowly dissolves into the ice. Soon, all that remains of the crystal frostworm are the undigested contents of its stomach. To your surprise, in the center of this mess of fetid flesh and bone, you can see the shank of a silver key. If you wish to take the key, turn to 280. If you'd rather ignore it and look for a way to open the fortress door, turn to 344. So what do y'all want to do? A shank of the key is sticking out. The shaft. Yes. Especially when keys used to be very large. Ish. They didn't have detailed stuff back then. Alright, Horror wants to take the key. And Dream wants to take the key. Okay. So we are taking the key, 280. There's nothing left of the snake. It completely dissolved. There we go. The key is coated with a corrosive digestive acid that burns through your mittens and attacks your fingers. Lose 1 endurance point. You drop the key and plunge your hand into the snow to ease the pain. If you still wish to keep the key, you can wipe it on the snow before placing it in your pocket. But remember to mark it on your action chart as a special item. You must now search for a way of opening the fortress door. So we gained a point, but we lost a point. We are at 20, because we should have gained 2, so we lost 1, so we're at 24 now. Thank goodness for that, yeah, definitely keeping it. Next time use the dinosaur grabber. Oh. Ah. Thank you for dinner, honey. Okay. I'm sorry your guts hurt. Not yet. Right? That's what he does. Those are fun. Dream says those are fun. The dinosaur grabbers. Okay, so we have the key. We're on to 344. The fortress door is completely smooth. It has no visible lock, hinge, or keyhole. However, turning your attention to the granite wall, you notice that one of the massive blocks is different from all the others. A small triangle has been cut into the surface. If you possess a blue stone triangle, turn to 41. See? There we go. We get to miss out on that life or death fight. Especially since we have 2 less combat points now. 41. So let's gain 2 more hit points back. We are now back at max. Yeah, because we would have had a 60% chance of death if that thing was what I thought it was. Alright, removing the bluestone triangle from around your neck, you press it into the granite wall. It is a perfect fit. You immediately feel a tremor running through the ledge on which you are standing, followed by the grinding noise of stone upon stone. The door opens, but after it has opened less than 3 feet, it begins to close. Without a moment's hesitation, you dive into the fortress, and the door crashes shut behind you. Turn to 221. The corridor in which you now stand is far warmer than the icy cavern outside. For the first time in many days, you can lower the hood of your cloak and remove the mittens without risking frostbite. Any more than we already had. You notice that the stone passage ascends to a landing where another passage branches off to the east. Malar bowls hang at regular intervals along the arched ceiling, their unnatural light illuminating the carved walls. As you approach the landing, you notice an archway leading into a small room beyond. A strange sight meets your eyes. Ragged furs, pottery shards, and the debris of hundreds of years seem to have been thrown into this chamber. A large lever protrudes from the wall beside the archway. If we wish to enter the room and investigate the contents, turn to 38. If you wish to pull the lever, turn to 163. If you wish to explore eastward along the passage, turn to 237. So remember last time, we investigated the lever. All it did was just open and close it. And we went inside. That was where a new backpack would be. And considering we lost our backpack, we're going to need what's inside. So what do y'all want to do? Because we can't actually take more backpack items until we have a backpack. So we have been taking special items this whole time. What do you mean, tell us? I told you what happened last time, but still up to y'all. I'm here as an advisor. And as essentially the DM. We need the backpack. Yep. What they said. Backpack. Alright. Let's go to 38. After 10 minutes of searching the room, you discover an old fur backpack and a long coil of rope. You may take the backpack only if you do not already wear one. The rope counts as 2 backpack items as it takes up extra space. Finally satisfied that there's nothing else of value in this junk-filled room, you leave and continue your exploration along the east passage. Turn to 237. You are also the taste tester and the squeak management. Yes, there is that. That is also true. Alright, I am going to assume we aren't going to be getting this stuff back anytime soon. So let's just delete all of that. Rope. X. Put that X there to show that it takes up 2 spots. But if we ever get that stuff back from the original backpack, we can always check back in the feed in the old stream to see what it was in case I don't remember. All right, 237. You soon reach the bottom of a flight of broad stone steps that ascends northward to a landing 30 feet above. The center of each step has been worn smooth by the feet of the countless creatures that once inhabited the lower levels of Kol Dikea. As you climb, you wonder how long you will remain undetected. So far, you have neither seen nor heard any other living soul in the deserted passages. You have the element of surprise on your side. You now pray that Vonatar is unprepared for an intruder from the depths of his own fortress. You reach the landing and pass through an empty hall towards a darkened archway beyond. Here, the passage splits and branches off towards the east and west. You are hungry and must now eat a meal or lose 3 endurance points. Well, we don't have a meal, so we lose 3, but we gain 3 back pretty quickly. So I think we'll be alright. So, we went east last time, I believe. So do y'all want to go west this time? I think it's east. If not, I remember that it gave us a chance to turn back around. Alright, 297. Let's try that way. Well, now we can't unsee that. Yep. Hey, the old school heat bladders are the way to go. Okay. This is different. Yeah, actually, she got it from my mom. But they've been kind of a blessing with her whole issues. So apparently, Mom found that thing. With her experiences with heating pads, this is her all-time favorite, but apparently my mom found that. So this was purchased, like, probably in the 70s by its color. Untouched. Still in its box. Made a big rice bag with a sock. No, but those things, because they got some weight to it, they got the heat, and it stays for a good long time. You don't have to worry about plugging it in anywhere. Travels with you. They're a very smart thing. Okay.
People owned why they're an animal. This thing saved the night.
So apparently, for those who have ovaries, this is very helpful for that time.
Some moist heat.
SS70s would be correct for that thing. They have a ton of weight, and when you put hot water in, it stays hot. Yeah, exactly. It stays hot. All right. Stop being a kangaroo. Okay. You have been walking along the passage for less than 5 minutes when it veers sharply northwards. Just ahead to your left, you see a large stone door. The lever is up, and the door is closed. If you wish to pull the lever and open the door, turn to 317. If you wish to continue northwards, turn to 126.
Hashtag
Oh, the lever, Kronk! Oh no! Why do we even have that lever?
Yzma, put your hands in the air like this.
What? What, the other lever?
She always pulls the wrong one, but then when
Yeah, I know.
yeah, Cusco and the they always pull the correct and
Oh, okay. So, y'all want to open the lever or just ignore the room? Hmm. Oh my. Said, oh my. Because I have a deeper voice.
Oh yeah, you know, squeak squeaker squiggity squeaking. You owe me
I could have
a new acorn.
In order to have voice this deep, your ovaries need to be on the outside of your body.
Please clip that. Please clip that. Give it a funky title.
There you go.
Anatomy lesson.
All right, we're gonna open the lever, or we're gonna pull the lever.
Can't open a lever. Pull the lever.
I don't know if the lever breaks, you're gonna open up and find out what's wrong with it.
Break your lever.
Please don't. All right. The stone portal creaks open, but grinds to an abrupt halt halfway across. The gap is a little over 2 feet wide when you are able to squeeze through to the chamber beyond. The air in this room is cold and stale. The chamber is obviously laid undisturbed for many thousands of years. Stone shelves are stacked high with bottles and flasks. On a table in the center lies a beautiful pack of different colored potions. If you wish to examine these ancient potions, turn to 10. If you wish to leave the chamber and continue northward, turn to 126. Oh, the lava trunk. Sorry, open. Just left from my... Yeah, no, it's fine. So y'all want to examine the potions or just leave?
Pull the lever, Yzma.
That just sounds wrong.
Oh yeah, it's all falling apart.
Alright, Dream wants to examine the potions. Investigate those liquids. Alright, let's go check it out. The pack contains 4 ornate glass vials. They hold red, orange, green, and black liquids. Which one do you wish to examine? Red, if so, turn to 90. Orange, if so, turn to 171. Green, if so, turn to 289. Or black, if so, turn to 225. The pack may be used as a backpack unless you already possess one. You may leave the chamber at any time and continue northward along the corridor by turning to 126. Taste test is the best. Oh, God. Alright, so Dream wants to check out the red one. I get the feeling that when we examine one, we'll come back to 10. Your seat can be used as a flotation device. Maybe not Dauntless's seat. It is a little small. Okay, for the red one. Wiping the grime from the stopper, you unscrew it and carefully sniff the red liquid. If you have the Kai discipline of healing, turn to 233. Well, we do. So, let's see what 233 has to say. You recognize the liquid to be the be distilled lamp sueur, a herb of great healing properties. This concentrated potion is powerful enough to restore 5 endurance points. If you wish to keep the vial, remember to mark it on your action chart as a backpack item. Now return to 10 and decide your next course of action. So guys, we can check out every single vial in here. So that's awesome. So we get to go back to 10. We checked out red. And we get a +5 potion of lamp sueur. So lamp sueur potion. +5. What color do y'all want to check out next? I'm assuming y'all want to check out another potion. This is cool. Check out those vials! Yeah, so which one we got? We got orange, green, or black now. We're just gonna go in order. I think it's a good idea. Alright, let's see what 171 has to say. I went too far. $171. The stopper in this vial is jammed, so you have to take great care not to break the slender glass neck. It gradually loosens and you sniff the orange liquid. If you have the high discipline of either Sixth Sense or Weapon Skill, turn to 311. Well, we have Sixth Sense, so let's turn to 311. Come original, we gotta come original. For those of y'all that remember the band 311. You recognize the potion to be distilled Alether, a potion of strength. Your Kai Masters use Alether to increase their combat skill in battle, and there is enough concentrated Alether in this vial to increase your combat skill by 4 for the duration of 1 combat. For it to be effective, you must swallow it immediately before your fight. If you wish to keep this vial, mark in your action chart as a backpack item. Awesome. So now we have some temporary combat. So let's see. Geez, it's like we're about to have a really bad fight with all these potions showing up. Lether plus 4 CE. Oops, I forgot the plus. So Alether potion. There we go. See, this is much better than last time, where we just went the other direction and then died. Okay, so green or black? Green grass, okay. Dice Chuck, welcome in. ThacoRules, I understand that old D&D reference. Nice. Game books are one of my all-time favorite things. I have the whole Lone Wolf series. Awesome. Not a lot of people do. But I haven't read this one yet, so I'll not stay long due to spoilers. Nice channel, though. I mean, you're welcome to play anyways. We all play together, is how this works. Everyone gets to vote on, or if you want to check out more D&D content for the future, you can stay tuned for that. But I mean, you're welcome to stay, or you don't have to, of course. But yeah, we all play together. Is actually how this works. The chat will vote on where we go. So, thank you for the follow, Dice Chuck. Like I said, you are more than welcome to stay or not as you choose. But we are, yeah, I'm guessing nearing conclusion. Well, near-ish. We finally reached the Citadel. We are now going through potions that we found in a potion room. Read it on my own, but thanks for the invite. Keep dice rolling. Right on, man. Right on. Yeah, if you prefer, on Tuesdays we have Adventure Time Tuesday, and on Thursdays we have Tabletop Thursdays. So if you want to check in at a later point, you're more than welcome to. And thank you for the follow, because that gets us... Technically it says 49, but it's glitched, and so it only counts as 2. So you got me one step closer to affiliate, so I really appreciate that. But yeah, if you want, you can hang out with us on Tuesdays, so there won't be any spoilers for Lone Wolf. No, dude, totally cool. I'm here for the socialization, you know? I'm here to play with y'all. So, not a problem. So let's see. Dream said he wanted to check out green. Or sorry, Sapporo said she wanted to check out green. So we're going to do that. 289. Alright. You managed to remove most of the hardened wax that covers the stopper, and ease the reluctant seal from the fragile glass stem. If you have the Kai discipline of animal kinship, or you have reached the Kai rank of aspirant, you are skilled in 6 Kai disciplines or above, turn 156. So we have animal kinship and we have aspirant, so we'll turn to 156. What do you do on Tuesdays? So on Adventure Time Tuesdays is where we generally cover more video game RPGs, just role-playing game from a video game side. Right now we're going through Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines. When that finishes, we'll figure out a next game to play after that, but we'll just kind of go through different role-playing games. But yeah. And especially fun that it's called Adventure Time Tuesday, because one of the NPCs is voiced by the guy who voices Jake the dog. So that was just kind of a happy little happenstance there. So of course I have a Finn hat that I wear when I talk to him. Alright, so 156. I love it when you put on the thanks, Dream. It's funny that I have to fit it over the headphones too. That and the dance party. Oh yeah, always gotta have a dance party. Jice Chuck, if you don't know what he's talking about, there's some clips in the clips section of the channel where there are little dances happening. They make sure to clip the funnier bits if you'd like to kind of get a sense of the channel. Right, where was it? Okay. You recognize the aroma of concentrated gallowbrush, or sleep tooth, as it is commonly called in Summerland. This is the thorny briar of your Kai masters once used to induce sleep when tending to ill or injured horses. This distilled brew, made from the plant of a very powerful sleeping potion. If you wish to keep the potion, remember to mark it on your action chart as a backpack item. Now return to 10. Cool. So this one, we're going to call it Sleep Tooth. I have a feeling we can put someone to sleep with that. We're going to fill up our backpack. It's kind of nice that we lost it. So we can either do the black one or we can leave. It's up to y'all. But the only potion left is the black one. Alright. Black one. Alright. 225. The stopper is sealed with wax. If you wish to break the seal, you must risk smashing the thin glass of the vial. If you wish to attempt to break the seal, turn to 54. If you are suspicious of the contents and do not wish to risk breaking the vial, leave it and return to 10. Okay, what do y'all think? Leave it? Like, don't risk it? What does anyone else think? Y'all want to leave it too? Okay, there's a good reason. Quite possibly. Suppose leave it. Okay. Go back to 10. And then that leaves just leaving the room. 126. I'm okay with leaving it. Yeah, we made out pretty well. 3 potions. Okay, so 126. You notice that the ceiling and walls of the corridor are covered with strange carvings. They seem to depict small cyclones or tornadoes, gradually changing shape in almost human form. Although puzzled by the strange hieroglyphs, you continue until you reach a point where the tunnel takes a sharp right turn. Only a few feet along the northern wall is another stone door. The lever in the wall next to it is raised, and the door is firmly closed. Several yards further ahead, a flight of steps disappeared upwards. If you wish to investigate the door, turn to 246. If you wish to continue up the stairs, turn to 323. So we want to check out the door? Or continue on our way? Seems more like a room-by-room check. Alright, Dream wants to check out the door. Y'all want to check it out too? Oh, this is exploding my phone with reels. You know, I swear, guys, if I get one more follow and that's it, I'm gonna try and message Twitch to see if I can force them to fall asleep sitting up. Have a night. Oh, Zapporo, have a good night. Sorry you're falling asleep standing up. But like, I'm technically at 49 follows. My achievement, which tracks how many follows you have as far as reaching affiliate, always tracks one less than I have. So I swear, if I hit 50 and like I don't get 2 right in a row, I'm just gonna message Twitch support and see if they'll force me reaching affiliate, because everything else is good to go. Like, all my numbers everywhere else is good to go. Good night. Yeah. Because it's like, I'm at 49. It's so close, and Twitch is being dumb. But okay. So let's check out the door then. 246. You depress the lever, and the stone door slides aside to reveal a large chamber. It's cold, stale, and empty, except for a granite chest lying near the east wall. If you wish to make a closer examination of the chest, turn to 45. If you decide to ignore the chamber and continue up the stairs instead, turn to 323. So y'all want to check out the chest, see what it is? Let's get some slightly different. Doesn't think a healthy. Indeed. All right. Let's check it out. Unless Slow's still with us. I know Slow is what's the word for it? Very understandably excited about his new Fallout 4 mods with his new computer. Here but not. Yeah, see, exactly. No, because, yeah, you got the... Yeah, Dream, he's got a new PC he just got. So he's checking out his new Fallout 4 and all his new mods for it. No, I get it. So let's check out the chest then. Let's turn to 45. I guess, Slow, if you hear anything that you're like, no, definitely don't do that, then you can pipe up. The face of grotesque and distorted creatures adorn the surface of the chest. Their obscene expressions and unnatural proportions make you shudder with revulsion. Set into the center of the lid is a large stone block carved with a hideous face, the mouth of which is shaped like a key around a keyhole. If you possess the silver key, turn to 303. Yes, we do! We have the silver key. What do we get for the silver key? You insert the key and turn it clockwise. A click confirms that it works. Slowly, the shank of the key slips from your grip and disappears into the lock, and the great stone lid opens to reveal a magnificent silver helmet. If you wish to put the splendid helmet on your head, turn to 308. If you decide to leave the helmet where it is, you can explore the stairs by turning to 323. Dream, you want to put on the helmet? So let's delete the silver key. Put on the helmet. Marvin the Martian. Yeah, it does kind of look like that, doesn't it? Somewhere between Marvin the Martian and very kind of Greek. It's going to squeeze your head to death. I mean, it says splendid. It says like magnificent silver helmet. I have a feeling that it's going to be fine. 308. Despite its size, the helmet feels light and comfortable. Mark it in your action chart as a special item. If worn during combat, it will increase your combat skill by 2 points. Well, there you go. We just lost those 2. Now we gain 2 back. The lid of the chest slowly closes, and you leave the chamber. Elated by your magnificent discovery, you continue along the corridor and explore the staircase ahead. Well, look at that. Could have been 28, but hey, it's back up to 26. That's good. I will take that silver helmet. So that's plus 2 CP. Yep. Gains, yes indeed. All right, 323. You climb over 100 stone steps before arriving at a narrow landing. Pick a number from the random number table. If you have the Kai discipline of 6th sense, tracking, or hunting, add 3 to this number. Oh, cool. We actually get a plus to our roll this time. So it's going to actually be really hard to roll low. We're either going to get... We'd have to roll a 0 or a 1. So 20% chance of failure. Oh, look at that, a 1. Did I just kill us? Okay. That means a total of 4, so we return to 76. Who the hell rolls a 0? Well, so this has a 0 instead of a 10 to it. Because this is this is originally what this book does. Is 0 through 9s. The only time 0 is good is when we're rolling combat. Otherwise, 0 is generally bad. Because 0 means 0 instead of... So, like, if we roll the 0, like when we're trying to get more gold points, add up however many gold points you roll. If we roll to 0, we get 0 gold. It's kind of like that. So the only place that's really that good is combat. Yeah, true. And we've generally been rolling good. It's like, ugh. Alright. Do we automatically die? No, we don't. That's good. You continue upward until you reach a narrow stone door. Like the other doors you have seen so far, it is controlled by a wall lever. This door also has a small spy hole cut into its center. Carefully placing your eye to the aperture, you peer into the small room beyond. There, lying on the floor of the cell, are 3 sleeping doom wolves. In the northern wall, a cell door is open, and the outline of an ice barbarian's back can be seen filling the archway. If you have the Kai discipline of hunting or animal kinship, turn to 51. So, yeah, let's turn to 51. You sense the Doom Wolves are sleeping deeply. There's a chance that you can slip past them, overpower the Ice Barbarian guard, and close the cell door before they awake. However, you know that this is very risky and the odds are against you. If you are brave enough to enter a cell full of Doom Wolves, turn to 285. If you do not wish to take the risk, you must leave and descend the stairs, turn to 261. Yeah. So 51 tells us this. So you want to leave? Okay, 261. As you reach the landing below, you stumble and graze your leg. Sprawled on the stone steps, you notice a gap in the left wall. A door has been cunningly concealed by an intricate carving. Looking more closely, you see a small lever, which you quickly pull. Turn to 290. Is this what you missed before? The stone door moves slowly to one side. It reveals a narrow archway that is full of billowing and swirling mist, hiding whatever it is that lurks beyond. You notice a severe drop in temperature. If you have the Kai discipline of Sixth Sense, and if you have reached the Kai discipline of Guardian, you are skilled in 7 Kai disciplines, we get to turn to 341. If you have Sixth Sense but not reached, we turn to 124. If you do not have Sixth Sense, prepare yourself to fight and pass through the misty archway. Okay, we do have 7 Kai disciplines, and we have Sixth Sense, so let's turn to 341. Leave that achievement locked. Let's not achieve getting killed. You know, have you seen up there? We have a death counter of 7 so far. Okay, so 341 is where we get to turn because we meet all of the requirements. You can sense the presence of a powerful life force beyond the misty arch. As you concentrate, you suddenly recall a tale told to you when you were a small child. The legend of the Vagadin Gate. This was a tale of ice demons and how they once fought a war to be able to leave their world and come to Kalte. They were formless creatures, without shape and substance, and existed as pure energy in another dimension, beyond the confines of space and time. The ice demons discovered the Vagadin Gate, a sort of door between their world and Magnamund. They fought each other to enter this gate, and unaware of the fate that awaited them, the ancients had also discovered the gate. As the ice demons passed through the Vagadin, their spirits were imprisoned in crystals by the cunning ancients who harnessed the power of the ice demons to build Achaea. The Malar bowls that light the fortress each contain the spirit of lesser ice demons trapped within. You also remember the tale warns against destroying the crystal prisons. If an ice demon is released, it will seek to claim the body of its rescuer. Forewarned by your Kai skill, you enter the Misty Arch. Turn to 264. 8, turn sideways, symbol for infinity. And that means you'll live forever, because you cannot die. Ha, 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 ha. We have video game. We have many different lives. 264. You enter a massive chamber, ill-lit and icy cold. A hidden temple of the ancients. The floor is made from slabs of quartz and granite and is littered with rock and ice. Your eye follows a line of tall pillars leading towards a sacrificial altar set in an alcove in the northern wall. Upon this altar lies a strange statue, which seems to be carved from smooth white stone. At its head and feet, black staves rest upright in holes bored into the altar stone. To the left of the altar, there is a darkened archway through which a flight of stairs ascends out of view. If you wish to cross the temple and advance towards the staircase, turn to 60. If you wish to cross the temple floor by stepping only on quartz flagstones, turn to 168. If you wish to cross the temple by stepping only on granite flagstones, turn to 244. So, they say don't break the crystals, right? Quartz is a type of crystal. So, I'm assuming we don't want to step on quartz flagstones. Granite seems pretty dang safe. Do it anyway. This is where things get tricky. Okay. So ultimately, what is y'all's decision? Just kind of step willy-nilly 60? Step only on quartz 168? Or step only on granite 244? Okay, Dream wants granite. No, we're definitely going in slow. It's just more of how we go in. So, yeah, I'm thinking 244 as well. All right, let's go ahead and go. You carefully make your way across the temple floor until you're standing next to the altar. The statue seems cold and lifeless, but you sense that someone or something is trapped within. You can almost hear their desperate cries for release. If you wish to strike the statue with a weapon, turn to 150. If you do not possess a weapon or you wish to leave the temple, head towards the northern archway, turning to 306. Is that where the creature is then? I hate granite countertops. Well, this is on the floor, so that kind of works out. See, I'm thinking that's the ice demon. Most accurate way to check these things. See, because our sixth sense and our skill level said, don't break it. No one is peeing on it. Whip it out to whip that demon. Oh my. I'm pretty sure we're not supposed to hit it. But I thought we were supposed to take it, though. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. So, it's weird that we crossed all the way to it and then just leave. Maybe those will be a chance for us to grab it instead. Unless they're saying the statue is big. Oh, statue, so it's probably big. If I remember from like long time ago when I played some of these things, I think there's a small like effigy, something like this big we can put in our pack. That's probably what we need to be looking out for. So let's walk away from this one, I'm thinking. If it's too big to take, we should leave it. Yeah. Okay, so let's turn to 306. Good tabletop. Yeah, exactly. As you pass through the archway, you notice a lever set in the dark stone wall. You pull it, and a door slides across, sealing the temple behind you. The temperature is warmer, and you can hear a low rumbling somewhere in the distance. Ahead, you can see a light at the end of the dark passageway. You discover that it is shining out of an oblong portal close to the floor, through which you can see a corridor 10 feet below. If you wish to squeeze through the portal and drop into the corridor, turn to 206. If you continue along the passage, turn to 6. You weren't supposed to agree with that, you piece of raccoon's toenail. Lovely. Says the girl who gave up her foxtail to the literal devil. Yes, Aaron did technically take it from her, but she also let him. Go through the portal. Okay, let's go through the portal. Dang. Yelled at me across the house for that one. So screamy. Slow could hear you. Holding your equipment and your breath, you try to land as quietly as you can on the dusty floor of the corridor. Unfortunately, you twist your ankle in the fall and cannot stifle a yelp of pain, lose one endurance point. Then, to your horror, you see an ice barbarian seated less than 30 feet away to your left. His head is slowly turning your direction. However, a quick glance to your right reveals another corridor heading north, less than 15 feet from where you now kneel. If you have the Kai discipline of camouflage, turn to 74. If you do not have the skill, you can try to run for the north corridor and pray that the ice barbarian does not see you, turn to 183. If you prefer, you can attack and attempt to silence the ice barbarian before he can raise the alarm by turning to 161. We do have the Kai discipline of camouflage. Do we want to use it? I think he jacked my precious tail and gave it to Satan for passage through hell. Yep. He did. That was a weird story, guys. Dream, she was playing a kitsune, a fox human race in D&D, or technically Pathfinder. What grew back was equivalent to a baby's. I thought it was a I thought it was basically a bunny's tail. I was given a fox's tail for my birthday because I played Robin Hood. So, Robin Hood, foxes. And stop yelling. All right. So do we want to use our camouflage, make a run for it, or try to jump the dude? Okay. You don't want to use, because this is basically like considered a magic skill, by the way. So all of our Kai disciplines are not like regular skills; they're like monk skills, essentially. Yeah. So anything on the list up there at the top: Sixth Sense, Mind Shield, Animal Kinship, Tracking, Camouflage, Healing, and Mind over Matter. They're like somewhere between like monk and ranger abilities, essentially. So like more like mystical in nature. Put the camouflage to work then. Okay. All right, let's try that. 74. Okay. The stone walls of the corridor are covered with strange carvings which cast deep shadows. Using your skill, you hide yourself in their gloom. The ice barbarians walk slowly towards you, his movement tense and unsteady. Your skin crawls as you notice for the first time his white, pupilless eyes. Holding your breath, you pray he has not seen you. He has no pupils. Is he blind? How would he see you? All right, gotta roll a die. Half and half. Maybe he has magic eyes. Rolled a 7. So turn to 87. See what happens. Oh, so he kind of looks like that. Oh, dear. The ice barbarian screams a low, unnatural cry. You have been spotted, and you know you must silence him quickly before he alerts the whole Achaea of your presence. You turn to fight. 161, so we have to fight him anyway. Maybe blind, but he can hear you. Yeah. Like, he looks like that, apparently. The ice barbarian slowly advances, his white pupilless eyes sending a shiver down your spine. In his right hand, he clutches a bone scimitar. Although it is raised to strike, his movements are stiff and unsteady. As if he were attacking against his will, he's immune to Mind Blast. Oh! Put a sword in his mouth. Yeah, exactly. You're going to break your squeaker again. We can't have, yeah, we really can't have that. I think he's being mentally controlled. Like, forced to patrol, and that's why his eyes are white. 1729. That's all right. It's probably why he was able to notice us. 1729. So let's kick his butt. So we're back up to 26. He has 17, so we get a +9. And he has 29 endurance points. Okie dokie. He won't know he's getting asked, but yeah, exactly. All right, so we're in the +9 category. Anything, so a 9 or a 0 will be an insta-kill. Six. That'll get us 14 damage to him and 1 to us. That's right, we'd already gained a couple of those points back. Let's just say we're at 25 now. Forget to use the healing. Okay. Next roll. An 8. 8 gives us 18 damage. So he had 14 before. Sorry, I forgot to actually add that up. I think that's dead. Yes, that is. Because he was at 15 with that first hit of damage. And now he's at -3. 2 hits and he dead. You win the combat, turn to 210. A tooth-encrusted bone sword lies at the barbarian's side. You may take this weapon if you wish. You search his body and also discover a gold bracelet on his left wrist. That may be how he's being controlled. If you have the Kai discipline of Sixth Sense, turn to 316. So anytime we have those abilities like that, we use them. 2 hits and we're good for the whole day, right? 316. So let's see. What is our Sixth Sense telling us? There is an aura of power encircling the gold bracelet that makes you feel uneasy. The ice barbarians rely on tooth and bone for their weapons because there is no mines in Kalte. Not only gold, but all metals are considered rare and precious. You have never heard of the ice barbarians trading their furs for any metal or other than steel. Jewelry is of no interest to these hard and cruel hunters. You suspect that this bracelet was worn by force and not by choice. If you wish to take and wear the gold bracelet, mark it on your action chart. If you decide to take it, turn to 236. I have a feeling it'll take control of us. If you decide to leave it, make your way along the corridor towards the distant junction by turning 215. Yeah, leave the bracelet alone. Yep. Get us on. It'll stop the brain from controlling the rest of his body. Slow. It's very specific combat. 215. Let's ignore the bracelet. Turning the corridor, you breathe a sigh of relief. Behind you, all is silent, but you become aware that the low rumbling sound you detected earlier is much louder in this corridor. A few yards along your left, a short passage leads to a closed stone door. If you wish to investigate the door, turn to 13. If you wish to continue along the corridor towards the north, turn to 254. What do y'all want to do? And I think I'm going to go to 10:30 Central, so another 25 minutes. Do y'all want to check out the door or continue on our way? Yeah. You want to continue? Okay. Turn to 254. On the west wall of the corridor, you see another stone door, with a small spy hole cut into the center, revealing a cell on the other side. An old man is huddled in the far corner of the cell. His face and hair are matted with blood and dirt. His blue robes are so filthy that the crescent and stars embroidered on them are almost totally obscured. If you wish to open the cell door, turn to 56. If you decide to ignore the old man and continue along the corridor, turn to 76. Dude, we definitely need to save him. Get some clothes washed in the washer. Okay. No problem. We definitely need to save this dude, though. Let's see. So we're gonna go ahead and open the cell door 56 while we wait for a dream to come back. 'Cause I'm pretty sure we need to save this guy. This guy is the same blue robes that what's his face had on in yeah, Magician's Guild of Toran. I was right. Upon my soul, a Kai Lord, he exclaims, his eyes now wide in astonishment. How I've prayed for freedom, for deliverance from this infernal place. And although hope never deserted me, I never expected such an illustrious rescuer. In the middle of his excitement, the old man is suddenly disturbed by a fit of coughing that leaves him pale and exhausted. It is a few minutes before he can speak again. My name is Loy Keimer. I am an elder in the Magician's Guild of Toran, he says, slowly removing a small crystal star pendant. See, the same one that we have. The symbol of the guild from beneath his tattered robes. Ha ha ha. The guild is known as the Brotherhood of the Crystal Star, and the magician shows his pendant as proof of his identity. You ask him how he came to be imprisoned here in Achaia, many hundreds of miles from his native Toran. Vonatar, the unspeakable wretch, is responsible for my plight. Days before the Dark Lord invasion of Summerlin, he betrayed your Kai Masters to win power, the black power of death and darkness. However, he failed to play his part in the war plans his evil masters have laid. The Dark Lords do not tolerate such weakness. Mercy has no place in their brutal minds. In the bitterness of defeat, they sought to destroy Vonatar for his crime of failure. Vonatar knew that I possessed the only means to effect an escape from their vengeance, for my guild staff has the power of teleportation. He tried to steal it from me and flee to the safety of Achaia by himself, but he learned that its powers is not for all men to share. Only I am blessed with its secrets. He was angry and would have murdered my kinspeople had I not agreed to bring him here, so I had no choice but to do so. Ever since, I have been a prisoner in this cell. Vonatar has tortured my body and my mind, and I have not divulged the secret of my guild staff, which he now keeps in the hall of Brummelmark. For if I were to tell him, my life would no longer be of any value. You tell Loy Kaimar of your mission and of the events that have led to your meeting. He offers to show you a route through Achaia to the hall of Brummelark, where Vonatar now resides as ruler, and if you can retrieve his guild staff, he promises to teleport you to the coast in time to rendezvous with your ship. For the first time since you fell into the Caverns of Kalte, you feel confident that your mission can now succeed. Turn to 192. I'm glad we went in there. If you possess a glowing crystal, turn into... Do I not have a glowing crystal? No, that's right. I lost the bluestone triangle. I have a crystal star, but not a glowing crystal. I do not. Turn to 44. Follow me, says Loy Kaimar. I have listened to the sounds of Achaia for over a year, and the secret sliding doors and hidden routes here are no mystery to me. I have learnt more about these corridors and passages from the confines of my cell than Vonatar has discovered with all his cunning. You follow the old magician through a network of secret passages and tunnels. Up long flights of stairs and into chambers dark and cold. At the top of one very steep staircase, you come to a stone door. A strange, sickly smell is seeping from a small spy hole. The kitchens, whispers Loy Kaimar, showing his distaste for Achaia cuisine by sticking out his tongue and grimacing. You can see that the secret door opens next to a fireplace in which burns a roaring fire. Hanging over the fire, a large stone cauldron of gruel. Two ice barbarians sit at the table nearby with empty bowls in front of them. If you possess a potion of black graveweed, okay, so that's what that was. Turn to 79. If you possess a potion of green gallow brush, turn to 157. We do have the gallow brush, so now would be the time to use it. Turn to 157. You take the potion from your backpack and carefully open the door just wide enough to be able to empty the contents of the vial into the bubbling cauldron. You do not have to wait long for the ice barbarians to fall asleep after their meal. The kitchen is small and surprisingly well stocked with herbs. These are from the trading post at Lejuk, says Loy Kaimar, peering closely at the label jars, several of which he crams into his pocket. Opening 2 herb jars, he mixes the contents and offers them to you. It will give you strength, Lone Wolf, he says. You eat the dry leaves and feel warm glow radiating from your body. Restore 6 endurance points to your current total. Turn to 103. I think we were already full up, but I have a feeling that we missed something very vital. $301. We're on the same level as the Hall of Brummelmark, whispers Loy Kaimar, peering through a crack in the kitchen door. It's at the end of this corridor. 2 ice barbarians stands beside the jewel-encrusted door that leads to the great hall. They are covered from head to toe in strange bone armor, and armored with crystal swords. The old wizard steps back from the door and says, "We must deal with them silently and swiftly." He takes 3 jars from his pocket and mutters a strange incantation as he mixes the contents together in a stone bowl. There is a pitcher of water on the table. He splashes a few drops on the herbs, and wisps of blue smoke arises. This will silence the guards if we can move it close enough to them. If we have the Kai discipline of camouflage, turn to 122. If we have the Kai discipline of mind over matter, turn to 228. If we have the Kai discipline of hunting, turn to 347. If you do not possess any of the above Kai disciplines, turn to 179. Well, I suggest mind over matter. We haven't used that much. I gotta remember to get rid of the sleep tooth potion. Mind over matter works? Yeah, because we can kind of just float it over to him. Okay. Welcome back, Dream. All right. 228. You draw on all your powers of concentration to levitate the bowl of fuming herbs and send it hovering along the corridor. You bring it to rest in the shadow of the pilaster and watch its effects with great curiosity, for in less than a minute the ice barbarian guards have collapsed to the floor. "Now's our chance," whispers Loy Kaimar, and he ushers you out of the kitchen. You approach the hall of the Brummelark undetected and discover one of the magnificent jeweled doors is unlocked. Drawing your weapon, you gently push the door ajar and enter Vonatar's chamber. Turn to 173. Hell is a message region misogyny. Thanks. I had to go and put my clothes in the washer. That's weird. Wonder why the word put is considered misogynistic. That's really weird. We're already entering his chamber and we have not found anything to take him on with. This is going to be difficult. I have a feeling we skipped something. Oh, great. This is what we have to fight now. This is the I'm pretty sure, because I've been flipping through this book, and while flipping through this book, you know, the different pages, I saw an illustration. That. I'm pretty sure we were supposed to find that. And that was probably going to help with this. Must have used that word and violated it. There you go. Well, we can't exactly go back. Let's see what happens. The Hall of the Brumalark is a vast chamber constructed of crystal blocks, rising to a central plateau. On this stands the Brumalark throne, as old as Achaia itself. There Vonatar sits, surrounded by the tombs and eldritch trappings of a necromancer. He is wrapped in study, and does not see you enter the hall. He remains oblivious to your presence until Loy Kymar sneezes. Really, dude? Who dares disturb me? He hisses, rising from the Brumalark throne, his eyes searching for an intruder. Upon seeing you, he emits a horrified gasp and fumbles for his black staff. He has a look of a criminal who has been discovered in the act of some dreadful crime. Quickly, you raise your weapon and begin to climb the crystal pyramid. You know that you have little time to reach him if you are to overpower and capture him alive. You reach the edge of the plateau in time to see a wide circle of blocks descending around the throne. Between you and Vonatar, a deep moat is forming. Then, from the depths of the moat, you hear a ghastly inhuman gibbering. You brace yourself for combat, but are totally unprepared for the horror that now faces you. From out of the dark slithers a huge, ghoulish green monster. Its deformed head is a mass of tentacles, and suckers that ooze a putrid black slime. At the center of the writhing mass, a hideous yellow eye pulsates. Vonatar has control over this monster, and he's directing it towards you. If you possess an effigy, turn immediately to 34. We don't have the effigy. That's probably what we needed to make good choices, kids, right? If you do not possess an effigy, but do possess the summer sword, turn to 164. We don't have another 200, but guess what? We have the summer sword. Hopefully that'll be helpful. 164. The tentacle horror rises from the moat and attacks you. Yeah. You glimpse Vonatar raising his black staff and fixing his gaze towards Loy Kymar. He is attacking the old magician with his mind force. You realize that if Loy Kymar is killed, the secret of the guild staff will die with him. Before you can do anything else, you must fight the monster to the death. This is an Akra Neonor, one of the undead. Remember to double all endurance points lost by this enemy during the combat due to the power of the summer sword. Okay, good. He's undead, which means we get all those extra little abilities it has. So, it does double damage to undead. If you win the combat in 5 rounds or less, turn to 272. If combat takes longer than 5 rounds, turn to 324. Okay, we gotta be quick about this. Let's see, 23 and 50. But we have 26. Oh, no. We could, now is definitely the time to use the potion that gives us a +4 to our combat. Dream, you want to use that? We can use that potion that gives us a +4 to our combat power. Yes, okay. Especially since we didn't get that thing. I'm guessing if we had the effigy, we could actually wrest control from him and have it just to directly attack him. Like that would have been the quick, boom, done. Okay, so our CP becomes 30. His is 23, wasn't it? Yeah. So that means we get a +7. That's way better. We would have had a +4 instead, I think. Or a +3? Yeah. So yeah, this is a lot better off. 50. Yeah, we would have had a +3 instead we have a +7. That's going to be very helpful. So we're working with this row. If we roll a 0, we can get an insta-kill. That's definitely what we want. Let's do it. A 2. Crud. Not a good start. He takes 8, we take 3. So we're going to go down to 23. Oops. He goes down to 42. Next roll. Really? 2 again? We're down to 20. Now you betray me, dice? $36. That's 2 rounds down. $7. Okay, doing better here. 14 damage to him, none to us. He is down to 22. Okay, things are looking up. Ah, there we go. 0. That's an insta-kill. That was close, too. That was 4 rounds. That was super, super close. 5 rounds or less. So we had 1 round left if we didn't get him this turn. Woo, 272. Thanks. Wait, what am I gonna do? I'm gonna do something. Okay. So, yeah, 272. As the vile Akara Neonor quivers and dies, Vonatar breaks off mind combat and runs back towards the Brumlock throne. Lori Kaimar is badly shaken, but he has survived the ordeal. He quickly joins you at the edge of the moat and casts a handful of herbs down into the darkness. Within seconds, a mass of vines and creeper coils upwards to form a bridge. You are halfway across the bridge when Vonatar suddenly reappears, a crystal rod held high in his hand. He takes aim at the mass of creepers, and a chilling cone of frost hurtles from his tip. If you possess a summer sword, turn to 213. Awesome. We get to reflect his magic, don't we? Oh, you know what? That insta-kill wouldn't have mattered anyway. I forgot about double damage. $28, 16, 16, 32. He would have died 3rd round. So he died either way. I accidentally made him die 4th round. He technically died in the 3rd round because of double damage. Anyway. That was a derp on me. 213. Yeah, we at least get to nullify it. Because the Summer Sword definitely does that. That's why it absorbs magic. 213. You point the Summer Sword towards Vonatar's crystal rod. In an instant, the cone of frost arcs away from the bridge and shatters against the golden sword. You hear Vonatar curse at you. Once again, the power of the Summer Sword has saved you from his destructive magic. We faced him last book. 252. Aha. So, this is what's going on. Your time has come, shouts a voice, but it is Loikaimar, not Vonatar, who now speaks. A knot of herbs flies through the air and hits Vonatar squarely in the chest. In an instant, the hunchback wizard is engulfed in a tangle of vines that ensnare him from head to toe. Loikaimar bridges the moat with creepers and joins you on the platform. Be sure to remove his rings and amulet, he says. He busily searches for his guild staff. He is a master of trickery. We would not want him to miss the special homecoming that awaits him in Summerland. You marvel at the old man's composure. After such a desperate fight, he seems completely unruffled. Ah, here she is, he announced triumphantly as he withdraws his guild staff from beneath the Brumelark throne. You pass him your map of Kalte and point out the location of the Cardinal. I'll not be needing that, he replies, a little contemptuously. Maps are invariably wrong. I prefer rely on my own sense of direction. The old magician raises his staff, and a dazzling beam of light shoots from its tip. He makes 3 wide sweeps of the air, and the Hall of Brumelark is transformed into an umbrella of color. Turn to 350. You fall, slip and fall, and the magic sword winds inside the evil magician. Game over. Good night. Right. 350. Just at 10:30. As the colors fade, you become aware of a sudden drop in temperature. You now stand upon the Lejurk ice shelf at a point less than half a mile from where the Cardinal lies at anchor. Loikaimar and Vonatar are close by, both shivering in the chill morning air. Within minutes, you are sighted by the ship's lookout, and a longboat is dispatched. As a wriggling Vonatar is hoisted unceremoniously aboard the Cardinal and deposited in the brig, the captain is the first to congratulate you on your skill and daring. But how did you manage to return so quickly? He asked incredulously. We weren't expecting you for another 10 days. Let us say, interrupts Loikaimar, that the wisdom of the Kai and the lore of the Magicians Guild can surpass the limitations of even time itself. A puzzled expression crosses the captain's face, but is gradually replaced by a smile as he begins to understand the magician's curious answer. Your journey to Anskerven is swift, but you are saddened by your memories of the brave guides that were left behind. Your arrival in the port is greeted by an anxious crowd. They fear that your early return is a sign of your mission's failure, but when news of Vonatar's capture becomes known, your warrior skills are renowned once again. This time in the defense of your enemy against the seething mobs of outraged Summerlending that assault Adskervan Gaul. So here's the shot. That's the money shot. Peeing on the internet doesn't establish dominance, Dauntless. It fries the router and attracts strange folks, right? Passage is eventually secured to Toran, where trial awaits the traitor. Upon the dawn of the feast of Maesmarn, in the depths of the guild hall of the Crystal Star, Vonatar the traitor is tried by his brotherhood and found guilty of his terrible crimes. He is led away in silence to the deepest chamber of the guild hall, wherein lies the Daziarn, a portal of total darkness, the door of an eternal prison from which there can be no escape. You are the avenger of his crimes, and it is you who cast the wretched traitor into the limbo of Daziarn. Your mission is now completed. You have survived the Caverns of Kalte and freed Summerland from the menace of Vonatar. But the heat of battle and the challenge of a new and desperate quest awaits you in Book 4 of Lone Wolf series entitled The Chasm. See, I screwed it up. The Chasm of Doom. Can't we believe we got through one book in one day? Oh.